Hello people, I wanted to show you something very important uh, that I have been incorporating to my gameplay. Look at this clip. When I was aiming, I overflicked, and when I was trying to get on target again, my micro adjustments were a little slow. So I'm gonna show you here too some settings that I used for the clip. You can see they are very high, and I'm using 62.7 max input threshold. So in these new clips, I'm using less sensitivity and I'm using less input threshold, right? So what I want to talk about is that um, you don't always need a lot of sensitivity to be accurate because um, there is something that max input threshold does that when you are trying to be accurate, you start learning, and it's like a learning process. And what it does is that um, it expands your dead zone, but at the same time, like limits how much you need to press. So it feels like you're doing less for more. So when you are trying to do an input, it registers like in a different way, right? Each time you move the max input threshold, it changes how the game feels and how the sensitivity works. And sometimes, for example, I'm gonna try to explain you what was happening in the first video. What I was trying to do was trying to replicate faster aiming state, but at that max input threshold, I was still not allowed, for example, if that words can describe the problem. So in these new videos, what I'm trying to show you is that um, you don't need a lot of the sensitivity. You just need to know how to control the game and work with it, and your reflexes and your muscle memory are gonna be working together with how much you know and the sensitivities and vertical ratios for the aim from the hip and aim from your ADS in. And also you're gonna start to notice that I change a lot of the value from my soldering assist because the more you go down in the maximum input threshold, it closes more and you'll need less uh, aim assist because if not, it is gonna stick like too much and it's not gonna be as accurate as you want. So I advise you um, with like this video and the settings I'm giving you to explore a little bit with the soldering assist too. Don't stick just to one. So you understand a little bit how it feels because with the max input threshold I'm giving you, you're gonna start to feel that it pulls more and it sticks more, so it is more efficient. But at the same time, it takes more skill getting used to it. My advice for soldier aim assist will be 5.9, 5.8 being the highest because it sticks very much, and then you can go lower to like 5.7, 5.6. Those are very great because it doesn't stick too much. You're gonna be using those a lot because they are very helpful, or when you start to change or you feel ready to lower your maximum input threshold, you're gonna need to check again the soldier aim assist because each time you change the maximum input threshold, the same values may not apply because it gets more complex. So anytime you try to use a different maximum input threshold, what I suggest is that you check which is the best solder aim assist value that you can use. The maximum input threshold creates like a circular motion, so when you are aiming, you have a little of an advantage when you are trying to strafe and be on target. I'm finding a good balance between fast and smooth, and that is that when you are trying to aim, you react naturally and don't overreact, or you react with tension so your aim goes over the place. What I noticed playing against top players is that you tend to overreact, so a stiff sensitivity sometimes is very hard to use because you have to be very mindful about like the limits of your maximum input threshold, and then that's why I started using a lower input threshold. So what I'm trying to do with these settings is that the amount of input that you are putting is natural to like the amount of force you use to move your stick. What I'm trying to say is that the amount of force that you need to use to move your stick is not so much. So I figured that I could use that to my advantage. So I found some maximum input thresholds that works with that, and that way you can have more micro adjustments done easily and smoother and faster. This is an ongoing project, so anything that I am doing, I'm showing you and explaining it while I am doing it so you can understand all that I am saying and showing in this video. And the next videos I'm gonna be doing that again because I'm gonna be lowering the solder aim assist and the maximum input threshold again, and I feel like I need to break it down to you because it gets more complex the more faster you want to play and react and those things. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.
Friendlies are now in control of the...
Got to go!
The enemy is surging, taking control of the front.
Got
The enemy is just taking control of the engagement. Get it. Friendly down! Threat!
Enemy down!
Hostile soldier!
Target down!